Welcome back to my antivirus garden. I've got a really exciting project here and I think it's going to be a fun make for everybody. It's all about composting, okay? If you've got a compost bin like this and you want to make compost as quickly as you can, one of the important things is to fill it up and put it in a hot sunny space. Don't stick it in the dark and unattractive corner of your garden where it never gets any sunshine on, because it will be very slow to warm up, and heat is what you need in your compost heap to make it break down quickly. However, of recent years there's been an invention called a Hotbin composter, and I am going to show you how to make a Hotbin composter. It's an idea I've come up with using a builder's bag. I've got a few of these because I get stuff delivered sometimes, and I'm always loath to throw them away because I think they're really useful things. So I'm thinking that if you got together with a few people in your neighbourhood, they could probably help you out with their veg peelings and their lawn mowings and other stuff, and you could fill one up really quickly and get it going and get lots of heat into it. The question is, how have I made it into a hot box? Well, I happen to have in my loft some of this stuff. It's like an expanded polyurethane foam with silver on either side, and it's the stuff they use. I think they call it Kingspan, but it's the stuff they use to insulate between the rafters on the roof. And I had a few sheets of this left over because I think they came in a pack of so many, you know. And I've had my eye on it for a while, and I suddenly thought, oh, I could use that. Now, if I'd had some pallets, I might have lashed the pallets together and put it to line the pallets, but I didn't have any pallets. But I've got loads of these bags, and I like to reuse things. So what I've done, I'll show you in a minute when I've finished the inside of this, but really all I've done is I've cut up the Kingspan to line it out. It looks a bit like a freezer inside. In fact, to be honest, you can use, if you've got a dead deep freeze, you can use those for hot composting. The important thing is liquids will accumulate in the bottom because it will be hot and sweaty, and you've got to leave the bung out. You know, if you were draining it out, you've got to let it have that bung free so that it can drain away. But other than that, you can use an old deep freeze, but that's only if you have one lying about, like my friends who've just recently eaten 20 magnums after their freezer broke down. Anyway, I've lined this bag with Kingspan, and it's dead easy to cut, to be honest. I could look like I'm really butch here with sewing and things, but literally I wouldn't sew it on my leg, but you know, I just want to show you. Look, it's dead easy to cut, so there's no rocket science in terms of how you cut it up. And the other thing I've done then is I've made the container, I've made a lid, and look, where I've needed a few bits, I've just put some gaffer tape on the back to hold it together. And then I've made the lid to fit exactly inside it, so that if it's not full, I'll slide the insulation down right on top of the filling, the composting material, so that it keeps it really in contact and it keeps it as hot as it can be. The other thing I found was that these bags, these builder's bags, they have like a looped part on the side here, there. So all I've done, I've already done it on this side, but all I've done is literally take my scissors and zip along here like that. That's that done. So that makes a nice flap. I can flap the two sides over like that when it's all full. Just put something on there that will keep the rain off, and you know, another little layer of insulation. Now, with the right mixture of things, I reckon that will get to a good high temperature. I've got one of these these cone bins which are filled up with a mixture of these wood chippings. I had these from the tree surgeon, dropped them off. I know you don't have this kind of thing, but it's got wood chippings and some cow manure, which I was kindly given by my neighbour. Got them in there, and you know, the other day it was 25 degrees hot heat. I mean, the heat's fantastic. Just a quick, I'm going to fill it up and with a mixture of things, and then I've got my temperature probe, because that's part of the fun. I can stick that in it. It's a special one for gardens. It tells you how the moisture and the temperature and something else, pH or something. But I'm going to keep an eye on it because I want to update you how it goes. But just quickly, the sorts of things you can put in this, there's loads of information. Go to the RHS, the Royal Horticultural Society, for a trusted source of all things gardening, and that's in the UK. And there's loads of that on there about composting. But what you've probably got, my daughter messaged me today saying, Mum, what shall I do with all the cardboard that my online deliveries have been coming in? The answer is, add them to your compost. If your compost is going to be made from lawn mowings, primarily, and vegetable peelings, you've got to add lots of what you call brown to it. Cardboard is dead paper wood, isn't it? You know, that's what it's made from. It's actually rather difficult to tear. I used to spend ages making my hands sore tearing up cardboard for the compost. But now what I do is I stand it, I leave a bit of cardboard by the compost bin, and look, it tears apart so easily, and it's got nice little channels. The worms like that, they'll get in there and burrow away. You can use that, you can use newspaper. If you've been very industrious doing your shredding for all of your 1965 tax returns, put those in, mix it up. You want like a cake mix of all things mixed together. You don't want solid lumps and great piles of grass mowings, because it won't do you any good. Grass mowings are green for the purposes of compost, and you want to be aiming for around 60 to 70% of brown, so cardboard and dead stuff like dead leaves. If you haven't been out in the garden, you might have all the last winter's leaves. That's brown, and this is your green, so that's your veg peelings, your weeds and stuff like that. I'll tell you what, if you have a go with this, I reckon you could have compost in a few weeks, because actually it's been fantastic. And then what you can do, you can either use that compost and start another one, or you could plant your courgettes on here and you'd have a heck of a crop of courgettes, because it's hot and they like the warmth and they just grow. So why not do one of these, put it in your front garden, and if your front garden is an area where you park the car, there's probably a corner. You can stick it in that corner. You can get your neighbours to help you generate enough material to fill it up, because that's what you want to do. You want to get it as full as you can, as fast as you can. Lid on, flaps over it, put a bit of something on top just to stop it blowing around, and that will be fantastic in no time. Because if you're going to grow vegetables and things, you're not going to be able to buy umpteen bags of compost to have them delivered. You need to be producing something at home. Furthermore, if you are working in the front garden and you are, like me, self-isolating, I'll tell you what, you'll get a lot more social contact with people, because people will stop and talk to you. And I reckon that we could make gardens, productive vegetable gardens, in people's front gardens over the next few weeks, and wouldn't that be great? So that's my challenge to you. Get yourself a builder's bag or pallets or something to make a frame. If you haven't got this Kingspan, and I know not everybody will, see if you've got any other sort of material that you can insulate the box with, and let's see what creative things people can do, because this is fun. this is what gardening's about. It's testing ourselves and doing things differently. So good luck with that. I'd love to hear from you what you think about my invention of the builder's bag hot composting bin, and I'll have to come up with another idea now. So see you again soon. Bye bye now.